The University of Hawaii is expediting the hiring of a head football coach to replace Todd Graham, moving quickly to maximize a player recruiting window and shorten the usual university hiring timeline. Gina Mangieri is always investigating and has more.
I also learned that while the hire won't be vetted in open committee, the athletic director is working with a group of advisors. The university is declining to name them before a hire is made. The new coach could be on board as soon as this week. No sooner had Todd Graham quit Friday than his job went up for grabs on the UH career portal. Candidates had to act quickly, though. The review of applicants began this afternoon, a 5-day window.
National Letter of Intent Day is on February 2nd. We need to get this position filled as soon as possible.
So soon that the state's largest public worker union, of which coaches are members, had to sign off on an exception to the 10-day minimum university job posting window. Randy Pereira, head of HGEA, tells me given the need to get a head coach in place quickly as recruiting is critical, the HGEA agreed with UH to waive the normal vacancy posting period in favor of an expedited 5-day posting. The university says an EEO, or Equal Employment Opportunity Office exception, is not needed.
All the policies were followed. Nothing was violated. This isn't the first time that we've had these types of urgent hires. We're still going to do it correctly. We're not going to rush the process.
Lawmakers who grilled UH about strife on the team under Graham say the process is moving too quickly and too much is behind the curtain.
They need a more inclusive and transparent process in selecting the new coach. At the last time, it was a unilateral decision strictly by the athletic director.
Athletic Director Matlin is always working with a team of advisors and seeking out advice and consulting others, including local business leaders, former players. This particular process, the deadline is so tight, he's still working with a group of people to help make sure that he selects the right individual.
I asked who's in that group of advisors this time around.
We're not going to state names, and perhaps after the process is complete, we can. But as I think everybody knows who's following this process, there's an unbelievable amount of pressure out there for people who think they know or think who the next coach should be. And we don't want people who are advising AD Matlin to also fall under this influence of people. He wants to talk to people without having to fear about their names getting out there.
The coaching hire does have to be approved by University President David Lassner. Regents have to sign off on big-ticket salary ranges and any contract over 5 years. Some lawmakers say it's not too late for an open, named committee screening panel.
I hope that they bring in enough people and the right people to help them make the right selection, looking at someone's past, looking at their potential, and looking at their history at other universities or other organizations and the impact that they had, and hopefully a positive impact, and making sure that that's the right match for the university and for the state.
UH won't say how many have applied so far. The job ad is marked continuous recruitment, meaning after tonight.
And of course, someone could get hired at any point after this, but at the same time, more people could apply. And if Nick Saban applies for the head coaching job at UH football, we might stop what we're doing and take a look at those applicants. And a lot of things could happen. Someone could be offered a job, it doesn't work out, more applications come in.
Gina Mangieri, KHON2 News, always investigating.